Imagine for a moment that you are sitting in a cold stone cell. It is the hour just before dawn. You are innocent, but your city has condemned you to death. Suddenly the door opens. It's your rich friend, Crito. He is frantic. He whispers, "I've bribed the guards. The boat is waiting. We can get you out right now. Think of your children. Don't let your enemies win. Come with me." What do? 99% of us would run. We would justify it instantly. The verdict was unfair. I need to survive. It seems like the only logical choice. But the man in that cell, Socrates, looked at his friend and said, "No." Why? Was he stubborn? No. He stayed because he understood something about the human soul that we have largely forgotten. Welcome back. Today, we step into that prison cell to discuss Plato's Crito. It asks the hardest question of all. Is life worth living if you have to sacrifice your integrity to keep it? Let's get to the heart of the matter. Crito argues for survival and reputation. He says, "People will think I was too cheap to save you. You are abandoning your family." These are powerful arguments. But Socrates flips the board. His core philosophy is the distinction between living and living well. Socrates argues that just as disease ruins the body, injustice ruins the soul. If he escapes, he breaks the law and returns evil for evil. He might save his body, but he corrupts his soul. And to Socrates, a corrupted soul is a fate far worse than death. He teaches us that integrity is not a strategy for good times. It is the only thing you have left when everything else is taken away. Now let's look at the 3 insights Socrates uses to dismantle Crito's arguments. Insight number 1. The expert versus the crowd. Crito worries about public opinion. What will people say? Socrates destroys this with the athlete metaphor. He asks, if you are an athlete, do you listen to the ignorant crowd in the stands or the one doctor who knows medicine? If you listen to the crowd, you ruin your body. Socrates applies this to the soul. The many, the public, the internet mob act on impulse. They have no competence in truth. The liberating insight is this: the opinion of the crowd is irrelevant. Stop asking, what will they say? And start asking, what is true? Insight number 2. 2 wrongs never make a right. Crito argues, the state wronged you, so you have the right to fight back. Socrates introduces a radical idea: we must never return wrong for wrong. If you are injured and you injure back, you simply double the injustice in the world. We cannot base our morality on the bad behavior of others. If Socrates breaks the law to escape, he becomes unjust himself. He refuses to let the cruelty of others turn him into a criminal. External injustice never excuses internal corruption. Insight number 3. The social contract. Socrates imagines the laws of Athens walking into his cell. They ask, did we not give you birth, education, and protection? Did you not agree to live by our rules? This is the social contract. By living in a society and accepting its benefits, Socrates implicitly signed a contract. Now that the result is unfavorable, can he just tear it up? The laws say, persuade or obey. You cannot subvert the law just because it is inconvenient. Socrates chooses to die to uphold the sanctity of his agreement. So how does this apply to us today? We face Crito moments every day. First, audit who you listen to. Are you changing your voice or work to please the anonymous crowd? Find your trainer, the 1 or 2 people who understand excellence, and ignore the rest. Second, stop the cycle of retaliation. When someone treats you unfairly, do not let their bad behavior dictate your moral standard. Be the person who stops the flow of negativity. Third, define your good life. We are tempted to cut corners for profit or comfort. That is Crito whispering survival, reputation. Summon your inner Socrates and ask, but is it just? The wealth from a lie stays in the bank, but the lie itself stays in your soul. At the end of the dialogue, Crito falls silent. Socrates is at peace. He is going to die, but he will die whole. Most of us spend our lives trying to avoid the prison of discomfort. But Socrates shows us that the real prison is a life without principle. He walked to his death a free man. Crito lived on, but he lived in the shadow of compromise. The question I leave you with is this: where in your life are you listening to the crowd instead of the truth? And do you have the courage to sit in the cell of integrity rather than escape into the comfort of compromise? Thank you for thinking with me today.